Alright, welcome back. This is a tutorial for the motion capture mod, this guy. Yeah. I'm using this version right now for this demonstration. What does motion capture do? Well, it allows you to record your input, like your movement, and then play them back as a different player. So if I can do like motion capture, recording start, I start moving around, I do like this wall tap or something, right? And then I do stop, save, temp thing 4, and then I can play it back like mocap thing start, temp thing 4, right? And there we go. This is what I just did like 10 seconds ago. So that's cool. So you can do things like simulate boat taps and test out boat taps, stuff like that. You can also do things like simulate race starts, simulate pit entry and exit stuff, bump control, all sorts of stuff. Basically, if you ever need another player and to see like how you interact with another player, you can use motion capture to do so, rather than like needing to do it on a multiplayer server with friends and stuff like that, who might not be available and stuff. Which is great. This is a really good tool. So yeah, before we get started, I want to make a few disclaimers. First off, this mod does not work on multiplayer. This is single player only. You can have the mod and log into multiplayer servers, that's just fine, but like you can't do like any like mocap stuff on a server. It just won't work. There is, at the time of this recording, a kind of alternative in boattaps where like if you have the boattaps mod, you can set your personal best ghost to have collision. But I think that's probably, I haven't used it at all, but I think it's probably a bit more limited because you can't like, it's probably harder to change the line and stuff. Like you can only have one per TT, right, and stuff like that. So it might not be the best solution. This is probably more free of a solution. So that's the first disclaimer. Second disclaimer, there is no fix to boat lag in single player. Boat lag, if you didn't know, is when you drive into someone's lightning rod, you would normally, in vanilla Minecraft, get like lag backed a bit, like this. You can see I got lag back there, I'm going to get lag back here. That's called boat lag. In multiplayer servers, we do fix it, but there's no fix that I know of, at least right now, in single player. So you might have to deal with that. It's not a big issue in some cases, but it might be a bit annoying in some. Yeah, I think that's about it. Alright, one final disclaimer is that future versions of the mods that I go over in this video might have different features or functionality, so you're going to want to look into the wikis for those mods to see if anything's changed and stuff like that. Again, the versions of mods I'm using right now this is version 1.7 alpha, I think that's 8, and then for OpenBoatUtils, it's I got it, right? OpenBoatUtils, this version, right? Yeah, so that being said, let's go ahead and start with the setup. Alright, well, I mean, first things first, you're going to want to install the motion capture mod. You can just go to Google, motion capture mod Minecraft. It's like these guys, you just go, it's like any other, like, fabric mod. Just download it and stuff like that. If you don't know how to use mods or install mods, that's a whole different issue. You're going to have to look it up on YouTube. There's a gajillion tutorials out there that are pretty good that will help you install the mods and get the loaders and all that. Motion capture is just like any other mod, so it's not like it's a special thing where you have to do a special like process. It's the same process, but like every fabric mod that I know of. So yeah, once you do that, then you can hop in game and do some stuff to set up here. So the first thing is the OpenBoatUtils version that I have right now has a command called setinterpolationten true, and this basically sets the interpolation of boats to match what we've been doing for the past few years. Because in 1.20, 1.4 and beyond, or something like that, they changed the interpolation to go from like half a second to 0.15 or something like that, I think, which changes like how you follow people and stuff like that. Let me see if I can get a demonstration. Okay, so right now it's on. If I turn it off, this will be vanilla, right? And you see the gap between the lightning rod and the ghost decreases dramatically. This is what it's at right now. It's going to be a bit more stuttery, especially on multiplayer servers. So what we have done, at least right now, is with OpenBoatUtils, we've made a thing that reverts it back to what we've been doing for the past few years. So let's go ahead and do it like that. So now you see the gap increases. We can go back to false. That's vanilla, true. You see it increases. This is what you're going to probably want to do. You're going to want it true for testing. At least at the time of this recording. I don't know how the meta and like environment and like, you know, general consensus is going to change throughout the years, but at the time of this recording, we've mostly been sticking to like the setting it to true. Yep, and I believe you have to run this command every single time you re-enter the single player world. I think if you log off and back on, I think you'll have to redo it. Okay, then otherwise it's command block stuff. So you're going to want to go to your world spawn, which is typically 0, 100, 0. You can also do /kill at s to kill yourself. Insane, there's a self-tutorial. And yeah, set up command block stuff. One big thing, really big thing, please do not put these command blocks on the track itself, because then when we import the track to like boattaps or Frostus or any other server, then they're gonna activate the command blocks while people are on there on the server, and then it's a huge headache for server owners. So I swear to God, please put these command blocks off the track. If for some reason you do not want to put all the command blocks at world spawn, but still off the track, right? Then you need to force load the chunk. So you're going to want to put all your command blocks in one chunk. So to see this, the chunk borders, you hold F3 and press G, right? So hold F3, press G, you see chunk borders. Then you can get a normal command block. You can use like /gib or whatever. And then you're going to want to add, right, force load, add, tilde. The tilde is one key above the tab key on the very left of your keyboard, or at least it should be. And then you're going to want to turn it to always active, and then, yeah, then it's force loaded. And then you can continue with the other command blocks. Honestly, I'd recommend you just stick to world spawn. It's kind of easier and nicer and more reliable, but like, yeah, this is also okay. Cool, moving on. There's two main command block things we want to set up. And first is the boat killer. This is not mandatory, like neither is mandatory, but like boat's kind of nice. So you're going to want to, I'm going to put these commands in the description. Yep, so here you go, here's a boat killer. I use birch boat, so I have this command block kill birch boats. So if I go ahead and turn it on, you see it dies, and then if I do like oak boat, you'll notice that it will not be killed eventually. Right? If I do this, wow, okay. How this works is that if you're 10 blocks away from a boat, or if you're like go to the spectator, it'll kill the boat. Yep, okay. Second is the lightning rods, and these are really, really useful. So what you're going to want to do is like do like this, and at the bottom you're going to have the kill command. So this kills all the lightning rods, and then at the top you're going to have the summon command, and this summons them at whatever type of boat you specify. Again, I use birch boat, so if I do this, you'll see there's a lightning rod. If I do oak boat, you'll see there is no lightning rod. You'll notice, by the way, that if you do this and then that, there's just a lightning rod there, so you're going to want to maybe have a command block, like the same bottom, same kill commands, so that you can just turn it on and off to kill them, right? So that's the command block setup. These are pretty nice to have. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into how you actually use the mod. Alright, so how you use the mod, right? I showed you a little bit earlier. Basically, there's two steps. There's the step where you record your inputs, and then there's a step where you play back, right? So let's just go ahead. I'm going to make a command right here. Let's say I want to test the boat tap on turn 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold F3, press C. That copies a TP command to your clipboard. So right now I can just go like this, and I'm back, right? I like to store it in a command block like right next to where you go. So again, if you hold F3C, now I have a command where I was, a TP command where I just was. If I paste it, I go right back to where I was. So I can just like go wherever, have TP commands. It's really nice. And then I can just do this, and then there we go. So okay, now I'm going to do motion capture, recording start. And this will prime it so that whenever you do any movement or run the command again, it'll start recording. So I'm just going to start holding W. And I'm just going to do this wall tap and then keep going a little bit beyond for thorough testing. Because if you stop it right here, then you can't see what happens after you get the boat tap, if you actually like out of speed or not, right? So you don't want to keep going until like, yeah, like right there when your speeds kind of average out or become the same. Stop. So this will make it ready to be saved. And then you go ahead and do save, and then whatever you want to name it. Hold on. This track is called. You can name it. You can name the file whatever you want. But this track, what I normally do is I name it the track name, then what I'm doing. So boat tap 1, then the version of the boat tap, right? So this is like the first version of this wall tap, and then attempt 1. So then if I want to re-record it, if I don't like that, I can re-record the same thing and then name it attempt 2, and so on. I can make as many as I want. But then if I want to move this, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should move this 5 blocks forward. And then I do it, and I record a new one, and I name it version 2 attempt 1, right? Because it's version 2 in the wall tap. So that's just my naming convention. You can do whatever you want. So then we're going to go back to here. Don't mind that. We're going to go back to here. So then if you do motion capture, playback start, you'll see, there we go. And it does the exact same line, the exact same way as I just did it. Really quick, you can change the player name. So I can do like stupid man. And then you can set the skin as well. If you have the mine skin URL, you can set the mine skin URL. If you have a player name, you just do this. This isn't really mandatory, but it's nice to have. It will freeze your game for like a quick second, especially if you use the mine skin, as it like tries to load the skin and stuff like that. So you'll see its name's Superman, it's Avapop skin. There you go. Yeah, so then you can go ahead, we're going to go back to where we were, and then so that summons them right here. So I'm going to go back a few blocks, so like right here maybe. Might want to go back one, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I'm going to put a new one in here, and then like you can do this, and then you can do like this, and then just like start driving, right? Oh, maybe I should go back to you. But I like to have like a specific setup, which makes everything a lot faster. And I'll teach you how to do that setup. So what I like to do is I like to place a pressure plate right here, where I'm going to put the boat, and they can go underneath, and then do 2 command blocks. First is going to be something, this is optional, stopall, and that stops the playback of things, and I'll show you that in a minute if I remember. Then the second one is the playback command, like this, right? So now, if I want to reset, I can just do that, and we're right back into it, super fast, right? Oh, oops, iMode, let's just let's just reset, bang, done, cool, awesome, that's way faster, right? So yeah, now we can go ahead and test the boat tap. Here we go. This track was made by washy, by the way. I just did a track view on it. So this is why, by the way, you keep recording until like a neutral point, right? Because if I stopped recording like right here, then you'll notice like what just happened is that Avapop actually outsped me, or seemed to outspeed me. So I actually got further away from the lightning rod and a lot closer to being pushed out of tandem. So you're going to want to stop the recordings beyond like a neutral point. So like here, or like, you know, imagine there's like a 180 turn right here, right? Like at the 180, you're going to come to a complete stop. And at that point, it doesn't matter like if you boat tap or not, you're at 0 velocity right there, right? And then that's a neutral point. So maybe I could have kept going because it's a chicane, so you can kind of carry speed. It depends on, you know, like if you break enough so that you have the same. I'm gonna shut up. Okay, but yeah, so that's how you do it. And then I gotta press while I go. I can go like this, bang, and then we're right back into it. I think that's about it. There's a few other things I want to talk about. There's this thing called scenes, motion capture scenes. I have not used this at all, but from what I understand is that basically you can set up like groups of recordings. So like looking at like the motion capture thing, there's a scene where they use the same recording 4 times with time and position offsets. You can do something like this where like you like just repeat the same playback with time like differences, right? And you can do this with command blocks. Like you can do like this, where you do like something like this, but like you can have like a whole command block system that like does a bunch of starting commands at once or whatever. But you can also do like the scenes. I'm not going to go into it, like because I don't know how they work, but that's something you can do. For example, if you wanted to simulate a race start where you start like P8 or something, you can record yourself starting from P1, P2, P3, and all that, make separate playbacks, and then add them all to like a scene, mocap scene, like add or something. I don't know how this works. And then you can like just do like a mocap scene and then like or playback. I don't know. You can start all of them at once by like starting a scene, I think, or something like that. I have never used it. It might be worth looking into, but it might be nice instead of having to do like a command block setup. You can just like do scenes, which might be pretty cool. With time offsets and stuff like that, so you can make everyone like start like half a second later or something. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's scenes, and also how to delete recordings. So if I don't want to, if if I'm done with this and I want to delete it for some reason, I can do mocap recordings, remove, and then Veltrix. Right, and then now if I go back here, it's not going to actually do anything. Hold on, I forgot to show you something. Okay, you'll notice that it spawns a guy over there. If every time I step on it, the pressure plate, it like removes the first one, right? So I'm about to kill that guy, and then I saw a new one. That's because of the first command block. I forgot to show it. God dang it! You can just like jump like this or something, and then you'll see. Now if I step on it again, it does not kill that first guy, right? So it's up to you. I typically like to have it. But yeah, I think that's about everything. If there's anything else in the future, I'll probably write it in the description, any like cool commands or any things to note, so you should probably check that. If you got any questions, just leave a comment or DM me in Discord. I'm totally open to DMs. Just, yeah. If I have any update videos, I also might put them in the description, like, oh yeah, there's this new feature that's like really important, or oh yeah, I forgot to mention this in this video. This is really important, right? I might go ahead and do that. So I think that's everything. Again, if you have any questions, just DM me or leave a comment. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope this helps. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.